I'm Amy Sherry. Aspiring tattoo artists are suspended from a local high school, Ben Smith explains.
Officials at Matanzas High School found out Tuesday afternoon about 2 students giving tattoos to other students for $15 each. The would-be artists used ink from an art classroom to perform the stick and poke tattoos. How did they get the word out?
At least a couple of juvenile girls at Matanzas have been advertising on Snapchat.
That's Laura Williams with the Flagler County Sheriff's Office. Reports of the illicit ink reached the Sheriff's Office when the parents of one tagged teen complained to officers. The pair also apparently used the same needle to tattoo multiple students. The 2 students have been suspended, but they could face more trouble.
Our deputy is filing charges with the state attorney's office. They're going to be charged with practicing tattooing without a license.
For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Ben Smith.
This portion of WNZF Local News, a service of the Daytona Beach International Airport. Fly to the Big Apple in a New York minute on JetBlue from the Daytona Beach International Airport.
The 3 candidates vying to be Flagler County's next superintendent of schools differ on how they'd work to raise Flagler's graduation rate. Jeff Umball, an administrator in Clay County, pointed out Flagler was below the statewide average just slightly for the last 2 years. He says he'd bring together all of the stakeholders to start conversations on working towards improvements. Last year, Flagler's graduation rate was 80.4% compared to the statewide average of 80.7%. Gerald Wilson, who served as a superintendent in 4 states, took a different approach. He said he'd look at student engagement and individualized learning plans so that students have a clear path to the future. James Tager, a principal in Port Orange, has a proven record of raising graduation rates. He said Flagler's is good, but he'd work to bring it up in his first 100 days. Next, the candidates will have one-on-one interviews with school board members. A final decision will be announced May 2nd. It's dry right now in Flagler County, and that means the risk of brush fires breaking out is pretty high. There are some simple steps you can take to protect yourself and your home. First off, clear your yard of any debris, especially the kind that can burn. Things like firewood, propane tanks, and dry vegetation should be kept at a distance of 30 feet or more from your home. Any wood decks or patios should also be free of debris, and that goes for underneath your deck too. Fire officials recommend you try rocks or gravel over grass or mulch in those areas. You should also ensure your roof and gutters are clear. Lastly, make sure if you're grilling, the coals are out, and if you're a smoker, don't carelessly toss your cigarette butt. That's an easy way to start a fire. A top Palm Coast official is throwing some punches, but it's for a good cause. Mary Rose Hamilton has the story.
Tomorrow, firefighters and police will face off for a good cause in the 19th Annual Guns N' Hoses Charity Boxing Tournament, and Palm Coast Fire Lieutenant Dan Driscoll will be among the amateur boxers participating. This will be the first boxing event for Driscoll, 32, who's been a Palm Coast firefighter for 8 years and was promoted to lieutenant last year. He signed up for the charity tournament after some of his friends have participated in the past. Driscoll has been training for about a year with both a private coach locally and also at the tournament's training camp. The matchups are based on weight and skill. Driscoll's match will be the 9th fight out of 15 at the tournament, which will begin at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow at Veterans Memorial Arena in Jacksonville. The event is open to the public with more information and tickets available at gunsandhosesjacks.com. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Mary Rose Hamilton.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.